Hello guys, welcome back to Forza Horizon 3. Any of you guys want a Porsche? That is the question that we want to know. Because yeah, putting the Porsches on for cheap prices on auctions and stuff like that, that kind of works, but even then they get bought by legend tuners and such. And we have so many at this moment that we are sort of going on request, more or less. How is that possible? Well, we can, for instance, we can add each other on the Xbox app and then start a Porsche auction that way, that can contact each other in a party on the Xbox or whatever, and then you actually know when we are going to post these things, which will give you a bit more chance of getting one than actually randomly posting them, and then you have to be quickly and about at the same time. So what do we have available? Yeah, I have a couple of DLC cars as well, in case one of you guys want one. The Porsche Panamera Turbo is DLC. You need to have the Porsche pack, otherwise you cannot even buy it in the auction house. Because if you try to do so and you don't have it, it will sort of tell you, well, you first need to get the Porsche pack. The Panamera Turbo. The 911 GT3 RS is kind of popular, this one, surprisingly, although it is DLC. There are apparently, if you have that pack, you obviously you will have these 7 Porsches which are in that pack, but people might over time have like released their Porsche and want to get one back or whatever. I sold quite a few already from this one, or maybe it's people like delivery. That's also a possibility, who knows. The Cayman GT4, also DLC. Also these kinda sell. Not that many about in the auction house. That same goes for the GT3 RS, by the way. So also these we have available if you want one. All these are all pretty cheap. This one sells for 156,000. The Porsche Macan Turbo, only available through Forzathon, but not at this moment, and also not in the upcoming 3 months. So if you want one, I'm selling them. It depends a bit on the class that it is in. In this case, it's S1900. So I'm selling them for 566,000, which is a bargain compared to the 20 million that you have to pay if the legend painters post their cars. So if you want one of these, as you can see, I have 2 available as well. The ones with the stars are more or less mine. I keep 1 of each in the garage, of course. So, but I can sell 2 if you want one. The Porsche Cayman GTS, only available through Forzathon. Very hard to get. If you do see one, it's usually by legend painters for 20 million. But occasionally you can catch one, because yeah, that's also the way I got them. I have 3 in my garage, so also here I can share 2. These things goes for a price of 171,000. Or you can wait till the beginning of April, and then it will be Forzathon reward. Whatever you want, but if you need one, I have 2 available. Just let me know if you want one. 918 Spyder, same story, only available through the legend painters. They ask 11 million buyout or 20 million buyout for it. No, not really. I have one in X class that I can share for 1,304,000, 1,304,000 that is. This one is mine. And also have one in S2 998 that I can sell you for 1,290,000. 911 Turbo S, also here the legend painters are getting involved. They are buying them, they're putting them on the market for 20 million. Not really. An S1900 I can sell you for 594,000. I will put a list of the Porsches that I have and the prices in the description of this video, by the way. 911 Turbo S, 2 available as well. The Porsche Cayenne Turbo maxed out, fully race parts and everything. It comes to S2 960, but it sells for the pretty cheap price of 246,000 in case you want one. But it is Forzathon as we speak. This morning a new Forzathon started for the next week, and you will be able to get this thing. But these are not from the Forzathon, because I still have to do my Forzathon. but I already had 3 available, so I can share also 2 of those if you want one. Because although it is Forzathon, it's only the second time it is in Forzathon, and I just looked in the market and there are not many posted. 1 or 2, and they are immediately bought out. Because people are buying them out, they will, also the legend painters, with the intention of keeping them in their garage, and then in a few months they will, or maybe even a few weeks, if there are not many about, they come into the market with their Porsche Cayennes and they will ask 20 million for it. There's no doubt about it. So my advice to you, if you don't have one, I can give you one, but if you have one, try to look in the auction house and buy them out as soon as possible, so that the legend painters don't get their hand on it. The GT3 RS, yeah, only Forzathon last week or 2 weeks ago. There are some about in the market, although the prices are going up though. You can sell the maximum 666,000 in S1 here. A bit more if you put it in S2, but not much. But also those certain legend painters are buying these things, so the prices will go up in the next week, I can assure you that. The GT3 RS 4.0, I'm selling them for 637,000, but also they're the last 2-3 weeks the legend painters have been buying these things, and they're only available for 20 million if you look in the auction house. But I have 2 to spare, so if you want one, just let me know. Flying Lizzard, sort of similar situation. Legend painters have been buying them in the last 2, 3, 4 days, and they are only available for 20 million now. Price for this thing 629,000. Then a very rare car again. Only once in Forzathon, just like the Cayman and the Cayenne. But the Cayman and the Cayenne is now Forzathon. The Cayman will come back in a couple of weeks, but that's not the case for this one. So at this moment, the 2004 911 GT3 only available once in Forzathon a couple of months ago. But I have 2 to spare, and they are pretty cheap. 149,000 I can sell them for, but you might have to be quickly because people are watching for these things. 2003 Carrera GT sells for 925,000, S2 997. But also here again, legend painters have been getting involved. They are selling them for 20 million, but you can get them under a million, 925. This is another DLC car, 1995 GT2. In case you want one, I have 2 available, but they are in the market, I think, for even cheaper prices than I put them on. I just put them on the maximum that I can put them on. I don't have any stars in painter or whatever, and that is for this GT2. That's like 677,000, but they are cheaper in the market without livery and not really tuned, but that's people sometimes don't take that in consideration. They can get a car cheaper and then they buy that one, and then they have to tune it and upgrade it, and then eventually they pay more than we ask for it. Then we come to the Porsche 944 Turbo, probably the most ridiculous of all, as you can see. Okay, it's 5% off with a perk here, but still, if you add 5% here, you're somewhere 12,000 something. That's the price for this car. But we are selling them on 100,000, but the legend painters got involved here, and they're asking 20 million for this car. If I click on this one, if I view the history, it's worth 90,000, and that is including 78,000 on parts. So I'm selling them for 101,000 in S1 899. I have 2 available as well. Porsche 959, also a Forzathon reward, but I think it was like 2 times already in Forzathon, so there are a few in the market. But also here again, legend painters got involved, and they're selling these things for 20 million. We are selling them for 847. I do say we because that's me and my teammate. He even has more in his garage than I do. So also him you can contact if you need Porsches. The 911 Turbo 3.3, also here Forzathon once or twice. There are some available. Legend painters 20 million, not really. 534,000. That is what we are asking for it. At least I am in S1. Possible that my teammate has one in S2 or something, and then it might be like 560, something like that. Not much more. The Porsche 911 Carrera RS. Also this one is DLC. selling them for 313,000. You can find them a little bit cheaper, but then you have to tune them, and then eventually you're gonna pay as much as I am selling them. The 914.6, only Forzathon once through VIP, I believe, VIP event or something like that, and you could get it. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't have any spare ones. I might try to catch one if I can get one, but it's very hard and very rare. Eventually I got one in my hands here, but these things sell for 75,000. But seeing it was only once in Forzathon, it's very, very hard to find them. If I find some spare ones, I do share them for 75,000. I will let you know. Then we come to another DLC car, which you can get like pretty cheap in the market, so there's no point in buying this one. But yeah, in case you want one, I have two available. But these things are the most expensive ones for the DLC. They go for like 1.1 million. You can find them cheaper in the auction house. But yeah, it is what it is. We try to tune them in a certain class, and we put some liveries on it. The Porsche 356 Speedster. These things go for a price of 428,000 instead of the 20 million that all the legend painters want from it. It is kind of special. It's barn find number 20. And if you just go through the campaign, you will only find 18 barn finds. The other two, the AMC Pacer and this Porsche, are Forzathon. They do come back at March the 30th, for those who haven't seen the calendar video that I posted a couple of days ago. On March the 30th, the two barn finds will come back. But if you want one sooner, as you can see, I have two available. 428,000. And then we come to the 550 Spyder. Also, this one is DLC. It sells for 727,000. You probably find it cheaper in the auction house, but in case you want this one or whatever, you can get one. I have two of each available to run all these Porsches. So just the same as my YouTube name is my player name in game, so you can always add me, and then we go from there. You ask for a Porsche and we start the party or whatever, and then you search for the Porsche. I will tell you exactly when I post it, and then you click on confirm on the search, and it will immediately be there, and you buy it out and it's yours. That's sort of how you do things. Also, these liveries, if you look on my player's name, gamer tag in game, if you see certain liveries that you like or whatever, you can download these things for the design store. Although some of them will not show up if you look for a certain one, though. So if you look on gamer tag and go to the storefront, you can find all the liveries. That will be it for this video. I have Porsches available, and I will sell them to you for a pretty cheap price. I'll post the prices and all the models that we have available here. We'll post them in the description, including the prices that we ask for it. And if you want one, just let us know. We'll see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.